I want to be the first one to tell you guys about Zach Wilson. I truly believe that this kid, Zach Wilson, out of BYU, is an elite quarterback prospect. I think he's just getting slept on right now because he plays for BYU. He plays late at night most of the time. He's not even in a conference. BYU, they're independent, like a Navy or Notre Dame before this season. And on Friday night, he rolls up to Boise State's crib, number 21 Boise State. This is pretty much this is the only game that matters on their schedule. They play against scrubs all season. They just played against Western Kentucky. They come out here, number 21 Boise State, the only ranked team on their schedule. They go to Boise State on the blue turf, at their crib. They open as 3-point favorites, and they go out there in their opportunity to make a statement, and they beat them 51-17 on the back of Zach Wilson's 77.8% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, and 359 yards passing through the air. He goes out there, hangs his nuts on these boys in Boise, on the blue turf, everything on national television, and even then, not many people are watching BYU versus Boise State at 10 p.m. on a Friday night, but this is a game that he looked truly special, man. He looks like a stud. He was out there running all over the place, dotting these boys up, and this isn't just a one-game thing. This is him coming out there, proving himself on the biggest stage that he's had all season, probably his whole career. He plays at fucking BYU. They're fucking through sheets at BYU. I don't know. This is probably why they played 8 games. They have no COVID. It's because there's not really any parties at BYU. It's a boring school. No one really cares about it for football. But Zach Wilson is leading. They're number 9 in the nation right now. Zach Wilson's leading this team in a game that's supposed to be close. They're only 3-point favorites against BYU. They blow him at 51-17, and he's been doing this all season. Right now, in terms of passing stats, he's top 5 in passing yards, completion percentage, passing touchdowns, and quarterback rating. And now you could just say, oh, he's in an air raid. But BYU, here's the thing. It's not an air raid. It's not like a guy at SMU or Houston, like a Casey Keenum, just airing it out all the time. This is BYU. This is a kind of like a pro-style offense, a little bit of spread, but it's not a traditional air raid. He's outside the top 10 in pass attempts despite being top 5 in those stats. The reason is he's efficient, and the dude's just a playmaker. There's one play in particular I was watching, and he drops back, he makes his first read to the right, then he's kind of scrambling a little bit, he looks over, he's making his reads, then he gets chased by the edge, he rolls out of the pocket all the way to his right side, he rolls out, he finds a receiver down the field, and dots it like 45 yards on the field right at the sideline. That's a throw that I've only seen a guy like Carson Wentz, Patrick Mahomes make. Elite arm talent and elite getting outside the pocket, scrambling skills. The guy, he makes plays, he makes it look easy, he has great feet, he's super mobile as a quarterback. He's not insanely fast, he'll probably run like a 4.7, 4.8, kind of like the same mobility as a guy like Joe Burrow. But the thing is, it's not just mobility his mobility allows him to get out of the pocket, but it also allows him to get loose and make plays. He's also good at rushing. He leads the NCAA in rushing touchdowns among all quarterbacks with 8, and I just love what I've seen so far from him. Like I said, he's gone crazy on the season. He has like 21 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, 2,500 passing yards. The guy's lighting it up this season, and that's just 21 passing touchdowns. Then you have the 8 rushing touchdowns. He's lighting it up this season, and I love what he does as a quarterback. And he has the drip. He's got like this fucking Nike headband. He's one of those guys. If this wasn't a draft class that has a fucking Trevor Lawrence, that has a Justin Fields, he would be at the top of the draft class. He'd sneak up on us like a Joe Burrow did last year. Joe Burrow, remember, in those first 4 weeks when LSU was just starting to get rolling, Joe Burrow, it was a question, is he going to be a late first, an early second? Zach Wilson's in that same range, and I think that he would be a first overall pick in another draft class, but I do like his skill set. I don't think that he is, I would say that Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields are up there with an Andrew Luck type, a Cam Newton, you know what I mean? Like bulletproof, can't miss prospects like a Peyton Manning, John Elway. But I'd say this guy, he's up there with like a Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow, everything like that. And I think that his game is somewhere between a Joe Burrow and Jimmy Garoppolo. He's going to sit in the pocket, he has a quick release, but then he's also athletic enough, like a Joe Burrow. He's like an athlete. He's somewhere between Jimmy Garoppolo and Joe Burrow. Jimmy Garoppolo's going to sit in the pocket, quick release, get it to the guy he needs to. But then Joe Burrow is going to get out of the pocket. He's going to rush for touchdowns. And that's the playmaking ability that a Zach Wilson has. And like I said, he's probably not going to go first overall, even though I think his stock is really shooting up. I think the scouts and NFL draft media knows where his stock is heading, knows that he's heading towards that top 5, top 10 range. It's just we're going to catch up eventually. And I want to be the first one to tell you guys, like I said, it's going to be Lawrence and Fields at the top. But then it was looking like Trey Lance, the guy out of North Dakota State. But I think there's a real conversation where I think now it's going to be that top tier where it's Lawrence and Fields. Then you have a next tier that's going to be Lance, Kyle Trask out of Florida, and then Zach Wilson. And for me, I think that where Trey Lance was going to go like 5 to like 12 range, I think now that's Wilson. And it's too early to say where Wilson ranks in that tier, but I think that he's proven himself that he's in that tier. And now he's only 8 games into his junior season, so we don't know where that's going to end up. But I think he has a real case to beat out Trey Lance. He could be a top 5 pick in the NFL. I'm really high on this kid. I'd say now the gap between him and Lance is much narrower through 8 games of this season than it was before the season. Trey Lance, he only played that one game. It was like a showcase game. Didn't look great. So I think that there's going to be a real conversation for these last 3 quarterbacks between Trask, Lance, and Wilson. And I think in that argument, we're going to see this might be one of the best quarterback classes we've seen in some time, because I truly do think that Trey Lance is a great quarterback. I think that Zach Wilson's a great quarterback, and then we have those 2 generational talent quarterbacks. So this is a draft where if your team needs a quarterback, you got to pray that you're drafting one. This is a great year for the Jaguars. This is a great year for my Jets. Hopefully we get that first overall pick. We get Lawrence. But now I see a guy like Wilson. I don't even mind the idea of trading back and acquiring more picks and getting a guy like Zach Wilson around pick 10. I think that these are great QBs. I think we're going to have another historic draft class like the one with Josh Allen, Darnold, Baker, and all those guys, where we see like 5 quarterbacks go in the first round. This is a stacked quarterback class, and one of the guys I really like moving up is Zach Wilson.